On September 9, 2014, Project Healing Waters fly fishing brought 33 injured U.S. military men and women to the island of Pigeon Key and the city of Marathon in the heart of the Florida Keys. Project Healing Waters introduces veterans to fly fishing, fly tying, and related activities which include overnight and 2 to 4 day fishing excursions called outings. Last year alone, 2,400 volunteers donated 130,000 hours to serve more than 5,400 wounded veterans across the country. All expenses are paid by Project Healing Waters through donations from corporate funders, foundations, individuals, businesses, fishing clubs, and professional fishing guides and captains. For the very first time, a Project Healing Waters outing was held right here in Marathon. After months of careful planning, veterans enrolled in programs hosted by fishing clubs and volunteers in Tennessee boarded a bus and headed south to Pigeon Key. Pigeon Key is an island located directly alongside the world-renowned 7 Mile Bridge. The island housed crews as they built Henry Flagler's Florida East Coast Railway's 80-mile-long Key West extension. This extension was a railroad track constructed along with a series of bridges that connected the Florida Keys and Key West to the rest of the world in 1912. A convoy of antique military vehicles, driven and owned by the Monroe Marauders Military Vehicle Club, met the veterans in Key Largo and accompanied them to Knights Key at the east end of the 7 Mile Bridge. Under the watchful eye of project director Larry Kenzior, a Marathon resident, recreational angler, veteran, and supporter of Project Healing Waters, the 33 wounded veterans, along with volunteers from Tennessee and Marathon, many of whom were also veterans, were shuttled by boats to Pigeon Key, where the veterans were housed for 3 nights. The long dock leading into Florida Bay became Command Central as well as the center of attention and activities. At 7:30 a.m., after an early breakfast provided and served by volunteers in local restaurants, the fishing began. The veterans boarded 12 local charter fishing boats ranging from 17-foot Mavericks with poling platforms to a 58-foot Chris Craft. Over the course of 2 days of fishing, more than 18 captains in 16 different boats donated 21 once-in-a-lifetime fishing charters. Most of the veterans were fishing the Florida Keys and the Atlantic Ocean for their very first time. The only people with wider smiles than the group of veterans were the owners and crews of the charter vessels. In the afternoon, charter vessels began returning to the dock. The conversation on the dock was fast and furious. "I can't believe how beautiful the water is here," one commented. "I caught my biggest fish ever. It took 3 of us to get that shark to the boat. We saw big tarpons chasing baits right in front of us. And this was my best fishing trip ever," others remarked.
Oh, it is so fantastic. I had such a great time. I'm so excited. That's my first fish out in the ocean. I've never been deep sea fishing before, and it's the most terrific trip ever. It was wonderful.
Dinner was provided by a local restaurant, delivered by boat, and served under the big tent. The veterans were fascinated with Pigeon Key and impressed to be living on an island with no access other than by boat. Pigeon Key is one of the most beautiful places on earth, but today was all about the 33 men and women who put their lives on the line to protect our country. Day 2 of fishing was another incredible success. The wind had died and the ocean lay down to barely a ripple. With such calm seas, several of the captains ventured out to the Marathon hump, and fish boxes heavy with skipjack and blackfin tunas were common. Along with a variety of fish species, several groups carried huge mutton snappers to the cleaning tables. Photos and videos were already winging their way across the internet to loved ones and friends back home. The veterans were having a ball.
Well, he took us out there. I think it was, about 23 miles or so?
Yeah, about 25 from here.
25. Got out there and didn't take him too long to get on him either. And we were catching blackfin, about football size or better, and some skipjack. Stayed out there, and I guess we caught, about close to a dozen? Yeah. And we all ended up getting at least 1 or 2 apiece. And after that, then we moved up probably about, 10 miles out?
What, for Yellowtail?
Yeah.
Yeah, about 6 miles.
6 miles or so out, and then he put us right on Yellowtail and started chumming, and then we put it in there, taught us how to lead out the piece that's on your line with the chum, and make it look like it's just part of the chum mess, and not put any tension on the line, and we just started pulling them in left and right after that until we got tired of it and decided to come in because it was a little warm and we'd had enough. So, but it was a great time, definitely.
Before dinner, they held a 9/11 memorial ceremony. They all gathered around the flag. Someone rang a bell in a series of 5 successive tones. You could hear a pin drop and feel the silent thoughts and prayers. Bill Coyne, the group leader, thanked the veterans for their service, and the whole group moved slowly and quietly toward the tent where dinner was ready to be served. There was steak and fresh-caught lobster tails for dinner this evening, and of course key lime pie for dessert. The veterans moved around the tables, stopping to talk to small groups as they meandered through Pigeon Key. There was a sense of being one person rather than a group of individuals. This was a powerful experience not soon to be forgotten. The entire outing was a huge success. The next morning, the veterans packed up and shuttle boats brought them back to the awaiting bus for the long ride home. They waved goodbye to the Florida Keys, to new friends and new memories. Project Healing Waters hosts hundreds of fishing outings for veterans across the United States each year. Everybody involved in this outing, veterans and volunteers alike, are already looking forward to the next time the bus pulls up to the Pigeon Key gift shop and another group of modern-day American heroes arrives. More information is available at www.projecthealingwaters.org and www.fishwithahero.com.